Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, and brothers and sisters all over that are watching and listening this as I am saying. Hello, please welcome. My name is Fatih Jihadi Ramadhan. Today, I stand before you from Senior High School to Kuningan, Jawa, Barat, as the first speaker of the government team, which the motion follows. This house would abolish primary and middle school years that grouped children based on age, and instead grouping them by competency and intelligence. I am here to advocate for a revolutionary change in our education system, as the belief that the current age-based grouping in primary and middle schools is outdated and does not cater to the diverse needs of our students. Instead, we are proposing a system that groups children based on competency and intelligence. In my argument, I will limit the flow of this debate that follows, as the motion says, in middle school and primary school. As we develop and welcoming more and more towards intelligence and modern time of our world, I believe and much agreed that is age does not necessarily correlate with ability or intelligence. The age-based grouping system in primary and middle schools is inherently flawed and does not cater to the diverse learning needs of our students. Every child has a unique ability. They mature at different skills at different rates. By grouping children solely based on age, we are assuming that all children of the same age have the same intellectual capacities and learning needs. This is a gross oversimplification and does a disservice to our students. Some children may excel in mathematics at a young age. Some have a gift in language. Grouping them based on age restrict their potential and forces them into a one-size-fits-all model. The first thing that I want to bring up is the diversity of cognitive development. Children, even if they are on the same age, can be vastly different at a cognitive development. Some 7 years old might be reading at a 5th reading level, while others might be struggling with basic letters. By placing them in the same classroom and teaching them with the same material, we are not addressing their individual needs. The advanced reader might become bored and disengaged, while the struggling reader might feel overwhelmed and left behind. The second thing is emotional and social maturity. Beyond just academic capabilities, children of the same age can also differ significantly in their emotion and social maturity. Some children might be ready to handle complex topics or engage in group discussions, while others might need more guidance and support. An age-based system does not account for these differences, potentially leading to situations where some students feel out of place or misunderstood, as you know. And the third thing is the problem with average. When we group by age, the curriculum is often designed for the average student. In reality, the average student might not exist. In a class of 30 students, let's say, you might find a wide range of abilities, with no students fitting that exact middle ground as the average. And this means that the teaching by default might not be optimal for any student in any class. The fourth thing is the individual learning trajectories. Every child has their own learning trajectories. Some might excel in mathematics, but need more time with language, art, or vice versa. An age-based system assumes a uniform trajectory across all subjects, which is rarely the case. This can lead to students feeling confident in one area but completely lost in another, all because the system isn't designed to cater to their individual strengths, weaknesses, and needs. The fifth thing is the impact on self-esteem. When children are constantly compared to their peers of the same age, it can have a significant effect on their self-esteem. Those who are ahead might feel isolated or pressure to dump down to fit in, while those who are behind might feel lonely or less than or degrade than the higher ups. By grouping based on competency, we can create an environment where each children feel valued and their unique abilities can be progressed at the same pace that is right for them and fit for their needs. In essence, an age-based system, while logically simpler, often fails to recognize the rich tapestry of the individual differences amongst students. By moving to a competency-based system, we can create a more inclusive, tailored, and effective education environment for all children. Evidence says and shows that studies, such as those from the National Association for the Gifted Children, have shown that the gifted and talented students often feel out of the place in age-based classroom, while leading them to boredom, underachievement, and even behavioral issues. A separate 2001 study by Blaine, Patterson, et al. Using international TIMSS data shows that the typical American fourth grade classroom includes students achieving at all 4 international benchmark in math. Although that may be hard to picture, note that there are only 4 international benchmark, meaning that the entire possible range of students' performance is present in the typical fourth grade classrooms. This was true before the pandemic, and recent research suggests that COVID-19 has made several students even more diverse in terms of grade level content mastery. There is never be a good time as to change our system, that we instead base children on their competency and intelligence. By grouping children based on competency and intelligence, we allow them to learn at their own pace, ensuring that each child is challenged appropriately and can reach their full potential. I personally inform a guide and a call for the future research that informs that the type of grouping that can be best facilitate learning for all students. Some might argue that grouping by competency could lead to social issues with children of different age interacting. They might say, first, critics often express concerns that younger children might be exposed to mature contents or behavior from older peers when grouped by competency. They argue that age-based grouping provides a more controlled environment while children are exposed to age-appropriate social cues and behavior. The second thing that they might be arguing is that another concern is the potential for older children to dominate or bully the younger ones, given the natural physical and social power dynamics that come with the one